So I came back from the Marines and I was like, I'm going to go back and fight. That's me calling. That's what I'm going to do. And it was just, I was just bouncing between this like repetitive circle of like fighting, doing a job, fighting, doing a job, fighting, doing a job. And I'd quit that to go back to fighting and I couldn't do it, go back to it. And so I ended up doing like, I was a dog handler for a bit. My best friend, he, you know, who has been massively significant in my life, I met him at the gym. It's really interesting that actually with my best mate, because we came up with this, like, is it an analogy of like,
yeah.
So with my counsellor, it was like the two closest people in my life at a time where we actually demonstrated this in the counselling thing. He was like, let's do it physically. So I got up and he was like, okay, and this is how I wanted to explain it to him in physical form. And I was like, so I feel like, you know, like you can't barely stand and you're trudging along, just barely standing up. That's what was me in life. And I feel like my best mate, he came along and went, put my arm around him. And I was like, oh, that's a bit better. I'm still like, and then,
where did you meet? You met him in the gym?
Yeah. And then, so the two closest people to me basically both lifted me up like this, and then they carried me along. Now, I'll never be able to there's nothing I can say that I can thank them for doing what they've done for me. But when someone carries you along, where you're not walking anymore, you're walking on their path. As amazing as they are, as loving, as caring as they are, you're not walking on your own feet. You're being carried because you need to be carried. That I needed that help, and what was really,
but you wanted the help as well. And that what I mean by that is,
with them, I didn't even want the help, and that's why they're so amazing, because I've fought them.
Right.
I've fought them, and they've been like, no, it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, and that was very like hard for me to understand. How can you care for me and love me, and all I do, or all I felt like I did, was tie you down, weigh you down. You know, if I was carrying, when I was in the Marines and they go, oh, he's just been shot, you need to casevac him, and you're fuming that like, this guy's massive, they've picked the biggest guy, and you're struggling and you're fuming at that person, like, it's not his fault, but that's like how I felt like they should feel at me. Why aren't you angry with me? Why aren't you
it's because of of what you went through, though, isn't it? It's your experience which has forced those emotions upon you, rather than them just being organic. So it's totally understandable.
Yeah.
To what extent did the fact they were prepared to do it make you able to deal with that?
So I never, up until recently, I've never like almost like appreciated that. Like, I always just thought, why do you bother with me? I'm tying you down. I'm making, and this, I can see, it's delusional. I can see how, when it comes to suicide, people go, I'm not good enough for these people. In fact, it's not, I'm not only not good enough, but I'm making their life worse. In fact, I'm weighing them down. Imagine how better off they would be without me. And it's not a far step to keep going, those little steps going. They would be better off without me, actually, yeah, because, you know, if I'm not here, then the definite way that I'm making them feel would be gone anymore, even though that's not how you're making them feel.
Just let me ask you, Nathan, I mean, that again, I follow your thought process there. How have you been able to move from that thought pattern to what you described to me earlier about reaching the point where you feel ready to move forward? And that's that is an about turn in the way your mind's working. I've got such admiration for you, because just making that shift, just turning the car around like you have.
Yeah.
How have you done that?
So one of the biggest things for me with this walk, which was why I was telling you about this analogy of me not walking on my own 2 feet, was, and this hit me again in the counselling session. I was like, I told my counsellor about the plans for this walk, so it was quite recent, a few months back. And I said to him, I did a mile. I'm remembering Sunday, the first mile that I ever walked barefoot was from where I lived to the cenotaph. A few of my friends who were military guys, it's like, will you walk with me? It's my first mile. The challenge is called Walk a Mile in My Shoes. So I walked that mile, and I'm in shape. You know, I can run a marathon. I can do a lot of things. I walked 1 mile with no shoes on, and my feet were so sore and my hamstrings were killing me. And I was like, I mustn't be, with shoes on, I mustn't be walking right, because why are my hamstrings so sore? And I walked that first mile, so my feet were killing me. And then I went to the counselling session the next day, and I said, funnily enough, in life, I've went, thank you for carrying me. I need to walk on my own path now. And I've stepped on the ground for the first time. And of course, if you're walking for the first time, your feet are going to hurt. So I had this physical, this is weird, in this analogy we've been putting together in counselling, it's basically leading to me walking on my own 2 feet and taking my arms off the people who've been carrying me and helping me, and I'm saying thank you, but I'm never going to be able to, all 3 of us ain't fitting through that door. One person sized door that I need to go through. I need to help myself go through that door, and then I can help other people. I can be a better person. But selfishly, I need to go through that door on my own. So thanks for helping me. I'm going to walk for the first time.
I mean, it's not selfish.
But in a sense, it's that decision to put it above everything else in your life, everyone else. It was the decision that I need to do this to make me, to be here, to live. So it was just a weird feeling to think that my feet were killing me. And then I went, of course they're killing you.
Because you're on the first stage of the journey.
Yeah, of course they're killing you, because it's the first time you've used them since, when did you use your own 2 feet?
I mean, I've got to say, your counsellor and your best mate sound like fantastic people.
They are, and it's, like I say, I can never explain or thank them in there's no words that I could say that could show how grateful I am for these people in my life, who've always been there for me, and that's it. I genuinely used to think if I'd upset me mate or upset too close, I keep friends, these 2 close people to me, if I had upset one of them, that they would not be my friend anymore or not be there for me anymore. And I used to feel like I can't live without them. And it shouldn't be the case that you can't live you love these people, but you shouldn't ever feel like you shouldn't live anymore if they're not in your life, because your life is important.
There's always a way forward.
Yeah.
No matter how desperate a situation may seem, there is always a way forward. And the ability to keep moving and tackle difficult circumstances, again, it's what successful people do. And what I mean by success has got nothing to do with money. It's got nothing to do with careers or business. It's about leading a fulfilled, purposeful life. That's what success is.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope you don't mind me saying this, you're such an intelligent guy and you're such an eloquent person that I think your story can help others.
I hope it can, and I hope that I've said this. If one person, just one person, out of hopefully many, many people that this challenge is going to reach, if I can, I don't even have to know that I've helped them, but if it can help one person, then I'll have made a change in this world. In a world where I thought I was completely insignificant, and in a world where I thought I didn't belong and I was better off not being here, that'll be enough for me. And it's obviously going to be a hard thing to do. It's a long journey and I've, like I said, when I came up with the idea, I didn't realise all the things that needed to be done to actually do it. So it's been difficult logistically. It's been difficult, financially. I've put everything that I've got into I've had help, but I've done everything as best I can. I was going to sell my car the other day just to be able to but it's all worth it. Every single step that I've done so far has been worth what the outcome for me will be, and that's to find some peace within myself and to hopefully help just one other person.
And is that something you would be interested in doing as a vocation after the war? Because I know now you've gone to help people in terms of training them on MMA, is that right? Or is it jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, mainly, yeah. A mixture of both at our gym, yeah. So
And if anyone's listening to this story and thinking, I'd like this guy to train me, should we put your gym's details at the bottom of the socials as well?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. I mean, most people will know that, like yourself, you train at a gym. They're great places for like to be part of something.
I love it.
You know, and I'd recommend that. I think, you know, getting involved in a gym, your closest gym to you, can be the life saving. It can change your life completely. And you know, you don't have to be this UFC star.
There's an element of equality in there. I mean, obviously, in any gym, if you're in a scenario where you're training or there's classes or whatever it is, there will be different ages, there'll be different body shapes, there will be different levels of fitness. There'll probably be people with different goals.
Yeah.
But there is a level of equality in that you are all there for the same reason.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you share in that.
Yeah.
And it's a very positive goal to share. And I really feel that a sense of community.
Yeah.
I think particularly in boxing and martial arts gyms, because, you know, before I started training one myself, I would have thought, bloody, I'm not going there. Everyone's just going to be snarling at each other, and, you know, all these, you know, real, you know, monsters of people, and, you know, but it just isn't like that. It's there's a lot of respect and support and positivity and few harsh words if you're not pulling your finger out when you're working out.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, man. It's important.
I can't remember who said it, but someone said, I don't even know if they said this exact what I'm going to say, but it's the only martial arts gyms are the only places in the world where you can walk into a gym and be on the same mat as Premier League players. That's what I'm going to
agree. Yeah.
Like, you couldn't walk up to Liverpool Football Club and go, can I have a kick around?
You certainly couldn't.
But I've walked into gyms in when I've travelled and stuff and been on the mat with the best people in the world, and they don't go, oh, you can't train with us.
Why are you here? Why are you near me?
Yeah, whether you're a white belt and he's a black belt, they will just be like, you're all right.
Well, it's that equality, isn't it? It's that quality of commitment and of goals, and there's a real sharing there, which I get a real warmth from, and you clearly do as well.
Yeah, it is like you know, like I say, you're part of a community, and we're social beings, aren't we? You know, I never thought we was. I used to try to avoid people as much as possible. Because I used to go into a room full of people and feel like I was still on my own, completely alone. On my own, completely alone. Said that wrong. But,
no, you haven't. You've described it perfectly. No. But what?
So yeah, if we rewind that.
Yeah, what you mean is,
what I'm trying to say is, I used to go into a room full of people and feel completely alone. One of the things, this is why I wanted to rephrase that, because one of the things I've said and I've discovered about what I'm doing, this walk, is that every single step that I do, I will be on my own. I'm doing that step, but I'm not alone. And I think nowadays that being on your own and being alone are merged. People go, it's the same thing. It's not. I'm on my own physically. I'm doing each step by myself, but I've got masses of people who are supporting me, who are there with me, whether it's messaging me, people offering to come walk with me. And
also you're also with all of the people you will be helping.
Yeah.
So all the people that this fantastic journey you're going on, this record-breaking journey, will help.
Yeah.
And there'll be many, many of them. You're with them as well.
Yeah, and it's like, it's such a big thing for me that, like, the fact that to accept that. Sorry,
take your time, man. Take your time. Take your time. Don't say sorry.
To accept that, like, not just the people who know me, but who care about me, but complete strangers, like, care for me, who don't even know me, who send me a message going, you know, what you're doing is great and we support you. It gives you, like, it does give you faith in humanity, doesn't it? I know it's like a big thing to say, but coming from where I'm coming from, I used to hate the world. I used to hate the people in the world and think that it's just why, what's the point? But from what I can honestly say, and I've been through some bad things, there's no amount of bad, no amount of evil, no amount of negativity that will ever outweigh the good. Because the people in my life, where I'm at now, and what I've got now, if you could say to me, okay, we're going to make you go through all of it again, so you know what's coming. We're going to make you do it. Have all things happen to you again, so you can keep what you've got now. Let's do it. I'd do it straight away like that, because it's worth it. And that's what you don't see when you're in that like fog, that cloud of it's over you. And all you got to do is just get above the cloud, and then you'll see that it's grey down here, but it's sunny up here. And that's all you've got to do is with your mindset, move above the cloud, and it is worth it. There's no amount of pain, suffering that you could say that I'm going to experience now that wouldn't make me do it again.
Well, it's wonderful to hear you say that, and I do agree with you. I think there's a principle underlying here that if you keep moving in the right direction, there's no particular scenario which is permanent unless you want it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, I really would reach out to anyone who's in a bad spot with that message that you've just articulated so well.
The slogan that I'm trying to, it's obviously a saying. The challenge is called "Walk a Mile in My Shoes," but what I keep trying to hashtag is one step at a time, and that's like everyone knows that saying, but it really is one step at a time. Like once you and it's the first step is always going to be the hardest step, but once you take one step, take another, you'll eventually get there. You know. But it is important on what direction you're taking the step. For me, if I was to go outside now and walk, a step in front of me is insignificant, and it's just another step. Yeah. Most people would think of that. When I'm standing on a bridge, a step forward or step backwards is completely, a step, if it's not forward or back, but a step is very significant, isn't it?
Yes.
If I go that way, or if I go that way. So I think that you've just got to take it step by step, and try to take the steps in the right direction, and it'll just snowball from there.